Hey guys, Rich Lohman here, Woohooing Business Coach. I am excited to bring you the third in a 5-part series of videos that are just educational, instructional in thought and process to explain to you what coaching is. We've already talked and we started this process out by saying that there's 5 C's to success in business. And we've already talked about clarity and confidence in previous videos. Go ahead and check out the blog section of our website so that you can see more about that. But the third part is about competence. Competence is about upgrading your skills. Each of us has skills that we need to have in business to reach our potential. Some of them are going to be hard skills and some will be soft skills. And that's what I've got here on the board today, is just to help you understand. There was a quote that I'm familiar with from Ralph Waldo Emerson. Every artist was first an amateur. They weren't an expert right out of the gate. I hear John Maxwell and Paul Martinelli, some of my mentors, say it all the time. Get good at what you do, and eventually over time, you will achieve greatness. But it's the intentional growth and the process that you go through that is part of the coaching process. That's why coaching is not a sprint. It's not this one and done quick, yay, you fix me. It's the long marathon. The grind, the grueling day-to-day activities that in the end are going to give you, woohoo! I am rocking my business and fulfilling my potential because I've gone through this growth process. It is about the habits that you have, the rituals that you have, and how do we help you to change your habits, change your rituals, change the process around so that you can freely move towards your goals. This much I know. There are things that are getting in your way, slowing you down, or all but stopping you in your business. And when we can identify what they are, most often they're either in the confidence portion of psychology or in the competence portion of the skills you have and where do we need to change things up and upgrade your skills. These examples on the board here are just examples from an ideal client of mine that I currently work with that has seen amazing results. But we had to sit down and do some skills assessment and understand that prospecting and lead generation was one of his number one areas of skill necessity and development. And so we sat on a plan to help him understand how to better market and brand his business so that he could generate the results he wants. He was generating results based on some habits of how he approached it, and he was generating results. Now we have developed skills. Now the approach is different, that of not confusion or overwhelm, but confidence. And at that point, now he's generating the business that he wants. We've seen 50, 60, 70% growth in his business, and that's about developing and upgrading skills. Next is time and activity management. We'll talk way more in depth about this in the 4th C, but for right now, it's what are the habits that you have each and every day, and what are you doing with your time? We all have 24 hours, we know that, but the reality is, what are you doing with it day in, day out, and feeling the time crunch, the overwhelm, that is not going to be fun for you, and you're not maybe going to make the money that you want because you're not focused on the right activities. After that, a lot of people have struggle of overcoming objections, therefore negotiating a process of sale, and that is something that is a skill development tool that we have used with this ideal client. Again, this is just an example. When you sit down with me one-on-one and we start to work on some of the needed skills or necessary skills for you and your situation in your business, I know we're going to uncover some different hard skills. This guy, he really had to work on his sales process, his sales systems, and this is from when they come into the funnel, how do they get into the funnel, and once they're in the funnel, what kind of database do we use, what kind of follow-up system, how do we educate that client to who we are and what this person was doing to generate more sales, that will generate more income, that will allow him to have more fun in his business. That's part of this process. The last one that he really struggled with was employee relations. He started out as a one-person show, an entrepreneur, solopreneur, and then he got into a partner, or not necessarily a partner, but somebody that came alongside him. And now he's got 20 plus employees. How do you think he's doing with employee relations and making sure that he can identify clearly the standards that each employee works with? How do you review them? How do you do this? He didn't want to do it because, you know what? It was overwhelming. It was uncomfortable. It was frustrating to him. So we had to create some different beliefs, some different approach, some different skills of how he was going to work with people in groups and teams and one-on-one with those people. A lot of times the hard skills get into the soft skills over here. Everything rises and falls on leadership because leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing less. We have a performance lid or a leadership lid that sits right here. Whatever that number is on a scale of 1 to 10, it could be a 1, it could be a 2, it could be a 3. It depends on your situation, but we assess that, but you can't outperform your own lid. What we do in coaching is we look to raise the bar so that you can move and work and operate and perform and be productive in a higher range of motion to achieve your desired results. So we have to work on your leadership and your influence. We also have to work on communication. How do you approach people? Do you care about them? Do you want to help them? And do you earn their trust? Or do you show up in a sales environment and say, I got to get the sale. What's in it for me? I've got to get it. Or how can I help? There's a subtle distinction of difference as you shift the skill to about servancy and about helping others. That is a process that we work on in coaching. After that, we definitely work on habits. Habits rule our results. Whatever your habits are, and they talk about 21 days to change a habit. The reality is that's at best case. Sometimes it's going to be 60, 70, or 100 days to change a habit, depending on how far back you fall in the process. We also talk about prioritization or priority, because priority is a singular word, but we want to try to say, well, I have to prioritize everything. No, we need to make a priority and find one thing that is going to move your business forward and keep those dominoes flowing. And after that, we have to really work on the soft skill of how do we overcome failure, how do we replace ego with humility and those sort of things. This was this individual. Your story is going to be different. I hope you'll drop down to the end of this blog and hit on Connect with Rich and get a free coaching session so that we can put more woohooing back into your business. You're making more money, you're having more fun, and you handle your time in a better way. That's the objective in this process, so you can have the one thing that you want most out of everything, and you get to identify that. So connect with me at the bottom of the page. Look forward to the next video in this 5-part series. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Woohoo! Have a great day.